Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about the discipline of listening during a conflict, and I mean really listening. We're going to see how to transform it from something you just kind of do into your most powerful strategic tool.
Okay, let's just dive right in with the tough question. Think about your last disagreement. What was your goal? Be honest. Most of us, if we're being real, would say, to win. But what if I told you that winning the argument and actually getting what you want are often two totally different things? Let's unpack that.
So where does that instinct even come from? Well, we're basically taught to see conflict as this verbal boxing match, right? Where the goal is to land the most punches. But this isn't a prize fight, and that combative mindset is exactly what's blocking us from reaching the outcomes we actually want.
And this slide right here, this is the critical distinction. See, most of us live our lives in debate mode. We're not actually listening. We're just reloading, waiting for a pause so we can fire off our next point. But true dialogue, that's not about scoring points at all. It's about understanding the entire landscape. And this is the trap we all fall into. The moment someone feels like you're just looking for holes in their logic, boom, their defenses shoot straight up. Their brain literally switches from a collaborative, problem-solving mode to self-preservation, and poof, any chance for a real solution just evaporates.
So, how do we fix this? How do we break the cycle? Well, the answer comes from a field where the stakes couldn't possibly be higher. FBI hostage negotiation. I mean, when communication fails here, people's lives are actually on the line.
This right here is the game changer. Former FBI negotiator Chris Voss calls it tactical empathy. And I really want you to focus on that last phrase, without necessarily agreeing with them. This isn't about being a pushover or giving up your own position. It is a strategic tool for showing the other person you can see the world through their eyes, even if you don't agree with the view. And this is why it works so brilliantly. The human need to feel heard and understood is incredibly powerful. Once you satisfy that need for someone, their defensiveness just melts away. Their mind becomes calmer, more rational, and way more open to exploring solutions with you instead of against you. Okay, so this sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? Well, the good news is the tools for this are surprisingly simple. Let's look at two really powerful techniques you can start using today.
All right, first tool, labeling. You're basically a mirror, just reflecting back the emotion you're observing. By calmly naming a negative emotion like frustration or anxiety, you acknowledge it, and that act of acknowledging it validates their feeling and dramatically lowers the emotional temperature in the room.
It's really as simple as that. You're not agreeing with the reason for their feeling, you're just acknowledging the feeling itself. Starting with phrases like, it seems like, or it sounds like, softens the whole thing and turns it into a respectful observation rather than an accusation. The second tool is summarizing, which some people call reflective listening. This is where you prove you've been paying attention by concisely repeating the essence of their message back to them, just to make sure you got it right.
This simple act of verification is so powerful. I mean, it forces you to listen intently, and it signals to them that you're truly invested in understanding their position, not just waiting for your turn to talk. It's like making a massive deposit in the trust bank.
So, what's the ultimate goal of all this listening? It's probably not what you think. It's not to get them to say yes. Actually, pushing for yes too early can totally backfire. The real goal is to hear two other magic words. Yeah, we instinctively push for yes, but a lot of the time it's a counterfeit agreement, a way to get us to shut up and go away. That's right. On the other hand, that's the real prize. That's the moment your counterpart confirms that you've articulated their position so well, they feel this click of genuine understanding. That's the breakthrough.
As the expert says, those two words are a total game changer. When someone says, that's right, it's not just an agreement, it's a moment of connection. In that instant, you stop being adversaries on opposite sides of the table, and you become two people looking at the same problem, together.
And this isn't just some theory for high-stakes negotiation. This is a practical superpower you can use in your daily life, from a salary negotiation in the boardroom all the way to a disagreement over chores in your own home.
Check out how Abraham Lincoln handled this brutal public insult. He didn't deny it, he didn't fight back. He kind of agreed with the premise in a self-deprecating way, which instantly took all the venom out of the attack. By refusing to get defensive, he completely disarmed his opponent and won over the crowd.
So once you've earned that that's right and you've established understanding, then you can assert your own needs. And the XYZ formula is a brilliant non-confrontational way to do it. You're not accusing them, you're just describing a situation, their action, and how it made you feel. It's an observation,
not an attack. And this is the ultimate mindset you want to adopt. Stop being a debater and start being a detective. Your job isn't to win, it's to investigate the reality. Because when you use their words and their perspective as the foundation, the solution you build isn't yours or theirs, it becomes ours. So here's what you should take away from all this. It's a fundamental shift in how you approach conflict. Listening isn't weakness, it's control. Understanding isn't agreement, it's collecting data. So the next time you're in a tough conversation, just try it. Stop thinking about your reply and focus entirely on earning a simple, "That's right." You might just be stunned by the result.